Earlier this week, Mercedes announced that they suspended a sponsorship because the company in question had about $1 billion missing in funds. However, as soon as they dropped them, Mercedes had one of the best weekends all season. So hello and welcome to Forward Motorsports. Today we're going to take you through the revitalization of the Mercedes Formula One team. From terrorists to money laundering to literal scam companies, Formula One has always been home to some shady deals, but the recent victim was Mercedes. In September last year, Mercedes announced that they had a new cryptocurrency partner. It was FTX. The deal included FTX branding all over the Mercedes cars, the hospitality area, and even the Mercedes trucks weren't left out. FTX wanted the maximum exposure they could get. The company didn't just stop at F1, they also had American superstars like Tom Brady and Steph Curry as a part of their commercial deals. However, recently the multi-billion-dollar company has filed for bankruptcy, and it is reported that about $1 billion of customers' money has gone missing. So Mercedes did the smart thing and they chose to suspend its sponsorship with the shady company. Now, when they suspended the sponsorship, something interesting happened. Mercedes actually became competitive. Throughout the season, the Mercedes cars have been a joke. They've been bouncing around like how Sai was during Gundam Style. However, in Brazil, they looked fast. So fast, in fact, that even Max Verstappen, a man who won a race from 14th on the grid this season, he said that the Mercedes were unbeatable. He said this before the actual race. Now, one of the reasons that Mercedes were unbeatable this weekend was tyre degradation. This year, Formula One uses bigger tyres and teams have only this year's data to guide them. I'm going to give you a prime example. At the Japanese Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen both completed the same amount of distance on the same tyre, the intermediate tyre. However, if you look at the tyres after the race, the one on the left looks more worn out than Verstappen's tyre on the right. Keep in mind they completed the same distance and Verstappen was even faster, yet the Ferrari suffered from more degradation. This is because it depends on the suspension setup and a bunch of other factors on each car. Mercedes nailed their setup for the Brazilian Grand Prix and there's absolutely no denying it. This season they've snatched podium places when one of the faster cars would have problems, but in Brazil they actually won by their own merit. The Red Bulls and Ferraris had no answer to the superior pace and the Mercedes drivers didn't set a foot wrong in the race either. Russell finally got redemption for his disaster race in Sakir 2 years back. At that race, he was leading when he had a puncture and another pit stop issue. In Brazil, he held off Hamilton, Perez and even Sainz to claim his first ever Formula One victory. So take a bow George Russell and take a bow Mercedes. At the start of the year, no one could have predicted this. A few races back, no one could have predicted this. But this is Formula One and sometimes things happen when you drop a shady sponsor. Now these two things might not be related at all, but you know what they say about coincidences.
The universe is really so amazing.
So thank you for watching this video by us here at Forward Motorsports. In case you like the content that we provide you with, do remember to subscribe and stay tuned to some more Formula One news.